Okay, here we go. Welcome to Overwatch, and welcome to another episode of Coaching the Many. Today we're going to be talking all about everyone's favourite support, no doubt, everyone's favourite support, my favourite support at the very least, which means it's everyone's favourite support, Ana. A couple of things before we begin the video. First of all, you can see above me the rank of the game. It's about 2.3k, about mid-gold. So we're expecting, this is about the 50th percentile. It's very, very near where the average gameplay is. We're not expecting like super high amounts of team play coming out of these guys, but we are expecting at least sort of basic understanding and basic piecing together of how stuff is working and how the various heroes should function. I can't quite remember the name of the person they're doing. It's usually at the top, so it's usually FXY. But what's interesting is the name of this. Defeatist Ana loses faith in 3 DPS comp. And that sort of caught my eye. And so, yeah, it's also important to mention that he will start on Winston, but then he'll swap to Ana pretty soon after that. So we're going to have like about 2 minutes of Winston, and then we're going to have nothing but Ana after that. So don't panic if you see, a giant gorilla and you're expecting Ana, because the giant gorilla does play a role. Of course, it's on Ichenwalde as well, which is a map that is kind of insane. Okay, let's get rid of chat. Bye, chat. Woo! There goes chat. Let's get started on Ichenwalde. Ichenwalde. And so what's important to know, what sort of leaps out at me instantaneously as I sort of watched this, was this person. The instant lock Sombra. Like the super fast lock Sombra. It usually implies some sort of confidence on Sombra, or confidence on the hero.
Ooh.
Start out by saying hello. I do believe this is an American server as well, so you expect a little bit of communication. Europe, you expect less. People are just less inclined to talk in Europe. It's just how things are. Just because they don't necessarily have English as the first language, so whatever. So it's important to mention as well, like we have the buildings of a team lineup. Solar healing Lucio, Metra in the support role, and Sombra as well in the support role. The health packs are actually pretty good for first point Ichenwalde. Like, I will say that if you're, Sombra can kind of work, I guess. The health packs are in pretty easy access locations, particularly the one in the shop over to the side. You can also deny the enemy the health packs, so actually I've got a good view of where we can deny the health packs. So you can deny like the health pack that's over here in this little area. We can take this health pack as well with the Sombra, and we should be able to control the first choke. Pretty straightforward. Apparently Dribs is very upset that Dribs is someone who's useless, and he wants people to look at him, so there we go. There's a favour. And a short Harry, yeah, she's also grown and can jump very far. Well, I was having a dance off. I wish I could dance like Lucio, but it's more of a Reaper dance, to be honest. That was my dancing. So apparently they've typed in chat as well, which is quite nice, that there was a Widow and Junkrat listened out for in the enemy team. Always nice to start with that info. So when you're playing Winston on this map, like, let's just start with a little bit of Winston coaching, just why not? It's actually a little bit tricky, because the enemy team's all going to come at you at once, and the idea is you've got to counter dive. This I don't like. I think we've peeled off way too far. This is like best left more to the DPS. You see that Trace is just running away from us. We've done effectively nothing, and Lucio's died in the choke point, because there's no barriers there to protect anyone from anything. We could also be diving that Widow. I mean, luckily, Trace, I think, got hacked there, so she couldn't do anything, so we do get the kill eventually, but they're going to start pushing in pretty aggressively. Team Zarya is maintaining control of the choke. We overjump on the Widow, and we only have a Lucio for support. We really need to be finding the Sombra health packs at the moment. Just pull back, hang around with the Lucio a little bit. But honestly, knowing where Sombra's hacked a health pack would have been great there. So I'm disappointed to see that, the health pack. So if I go forward a couple of frames... no, wait. If I go forward and then just go back 5 seconds... So after a moment like this is where Sombra really needs to be taking this, because you need healing, and if we could just get round into here somehow, like if we jumped towards the point from here, and then we sort of go into through the back and just pick this up a couple of times, Sombra will have an EMP and we'll have full health, which works out for everyone. So it's super important to Sombra to get that done. It seems like the Lucio is having a bit of issues as well, judging by the weird mumbly noises he seems to be making. But down we go, because there's only so much peel we can do, and the Symmetra is nowhere to be found because she died on the front line pretty early or something. Who knows? She's gone. She's down. Apparently I need to update my Microsoft account. Who gives a shit? I don't.
Need 2 healers. You can see them through walls, you know that, right?
Yeah, but I want to
So now they're
ours.
arguing, like, or the Lucio is asking for 2 healers. If you're running a Symmetra, like if you see a Symmetra, and first point Ichenwalde Symmetra is pretty common, Lucio is not going to cut it. Lucio just ain't going to do it. And unfortunately as Winston, we're getting sort of picked to death, and the Symmetra does something infuriating. So this does annoy me quite a lot, which is this. If you pick Symmetra, for the love of God, stay on support. I'm aware the green screen's a bit fuzzy. Try and fix that very quickly. Again, it's just when it gets low lighting sometimes. Actually, if I do it from here, up by 5, hopefully everything should be better. That should be better. That really annoys me. Like, if you pick Symmetra, you're picking Symmetra understanding that you are picking into the support role, not into a DPS role. Just because you normally run mono support plus Symmetra, so therefore, if you are moving off Symmetra, you're normally moving towards duo support. And this is where sort of the Anna loses faith. And I would have lost a little bit of faith as well at the moment, just because, like, someone who insta-locks Sombra, I expect every health pack to be under our control at every single given moment. If you're a Sombra main, on defense, health packs should be your #1 priority. We know that this is here. We can maybe get some use out of that. It looks like we're going to try and hold close. This is a little bit risky. I wouldn't mind just seeing some poke damage and then we just sort of back away. Be very careful trying to follow into that. This, I think, is... I think we're understanding at this point that we're probably going to be swapping. This is just feeding ultimate, though. We don't want to do this. We literally stalled nothing and we gave them like 1,000 ult. 1,000 health of ult. Which is basically a free ultimate for somebody. If they didn't already have it, they definitely have it now. So if you're going to do something like this, like first and foremost, like the barrier goes down when we realize it's a pretty bad barrier. Like if the Junkrat walks forward around the corner, he's going to be inside our barrier, so he's going to do damage directly to us. If we try and poke round, then we're going to be outside of our own barrier. They can do damage to us. So when this happens, it's like, okay, we need to reassess. Then this happens, and it's like, okay, we use this way too early. We still have like 400 hit points we can wait with. And honestly, like engaging here is not the answer because no one else is in position here. And even the team we have just cannot support this kind of fight. And we're just going to go down in no time at all. And so just like out of pedantry and sort of talking about the Winston play, not the play. Like the play there would have been just try and wait out the trap and then try and jump away into the high ground and go from there. Instead, we're going to opt and swap to the Anna.
Oh, or Winston swap. Okay.
So, first things first with Anna. #1 thing with Anna I see people doing wrong is always in positioning. Like, and right now the team's kind of everywhere, so we're going to have a hard time with that. I'm perfectly fine with this and it sort of works out because we just get a free kill on the Widow where we find this McCree. This is suicide. We get stupidly lucky that we survived this. Like, I'm aware that the fight is kind of everywhere at the moment, but be super cautious doing something like this. Also, this is hilarious to me. So we're relatively safe here. Like, as long as people aren't coming from the spawn, we are relatively safe here. And when people come from the spawn on this point, they usually actually come out here anyway. They don't normally go all the way around because that's just a bit slower. So we're actually relatively safe here. Like, we're feeling pretty toasty. We can support the McCree. We can't really see where anyone else is. As we start pushing out, we must push little cart, we see, oh shit, this is kind of scary for us. Like, Winston with a Mercy support is going to be too much for us to handle. Payloads around here, so their threats are likely going to be this way. We want to be very, very careful moving sort of aggressively towards that. We get the sleep dart, which is fine, but then this to me is just a ridiculously aggressive movement where we're just moving into the middle of their entire team as a support. So we want to be very careful doing something like that. Then in this instance, like you can see everyone is low on hit points, and yet we are not supporting. We are trying to shoot a barrier, which, you know, we kind of need shooting, but we could be hitting this Genji, we could be hitting this Mei, or this Zarya even, sorry, it's very pixely, it's very blurry. But we could be hitting this area, and then we could be trying to find other stuff. And the big thing I noticed when this happened was that our priorities just seem really skewed. Like, if their team does any damage, I mean, it's very hard to sort of get a read on how much health everyone has, but it looks to me like this is about 150 health, this guy's probably on about 100, everyone's quite low. They're all going to be focusing, like, if you think about what the enemy team's going to be focusing on, they're all going to be looking this way. It's also important to notice that, you know, we know where the Mercy is, but because Sleep Dart's on cooldown, we have no good solution for Mercy. But we're safe during this. Like, believe it or not, we're pretty safe. The enemy team's not really going to be focusing on us. What we could do is take 2 steps backwards, put the scope on, put heals here, put heals here, put heals here if we need to. We could try and blow through the barrier. Like, the barrier's probably going to go down relatively soon anyway, because it's already cracked. So we should just be trying to land what heals we can here and make sure our team is on tip-top condition. Because realistically speaking, the DPS that we combine and we put in is not going to have a huge impact. Like, Anna's DPS now is not phenomenal. It really isn't great, and because Grenade's down, we're not putting anti-heal in. It's tricky. And so this to me looked like a good opportunity to like just stand back here, put the scope up, and get some real good healing done, because your healing output when scoped is usually just that little bit more reliable. Just because, you know, it's a hit scan, your shots land easier, you're also relatively safe in position because you can just peel back around here if you need to. But then also the predictable happens, right? EMP happens. Now this is actually kind of a good opportunity for us. We should probably just, you know, make sure everyone's topped off. But to me, like, the big thing that jumped out was the nice thing about a res after a grab is that everyone's in a big lump. So you can generally time the grenade extremely well to catch a whole shitload of people. And I've sort of talked about what's about to happen in the past, which is that Mercy's value has just sunk dramatically. So if you keep in mind that Mercy doesn't have an ultimate anymore, her contributions are going to be relatively limited. We can make Mercy even more limited. And so what we end up doing is we sort of dive onto this Mercy through their entire enemy team. And sure, we help kill her, but we're not playing support at the moment. We're playing DPS. Like, the healing output that we've had so far is now like 80. Now it's healed McCree, and then that's about it. We even managed to capitalize on these 2 guys, because holy shit, the enemy team's bad. Get a cheeky slap on Widow's bum. We try and sleep out the payload. Feels bad, man. Now let me go back to this moment here, because to me this is sort of like the hallmarks of someone who is playing Lucio more than playing Anna. And that's, if you consider this, okay? You now have a Winston and a Junkrat just to your left. You can have 2 potential targets. There's also a Tracer incoming. If you just throw a grenade like here, chances are you're probably going to get the Junkrat. You might get the Winston. The Junkrat, what's Mercy going to do? She's not going to heal him for shit anymore. Like, she can't, because you've anti-healed him. He's going to die pretty much immediately. The Winston could also go down. Then after that, you could start focusing on just making sure everyone's alive, or prioritizing your own survival, rather than sort of bizarre DPS play that we end up going for. After that, we need to sort of start panicking. We sort of get lucky with the sound barrier, keeping, like, you can see how low people are back here, and that's just because our healing output has been so negligible. Trap lands, Zarya gets killed by a headshot. This grenade is fine. Almost gets the Tracer, unfortunately it doesn't, and then, you know, miss the sleep dart, it happens, okay. We know we should hit that. A little bit rushed with the grenade, unfortunately. Like, when someone's bouncing towards you like that, understand that they are really flying. And if you can get the heal grenade onto Lucio, he'll be fine. It is enough to clean up, though. Then we can start taking it easy. This is where I would also advise a great deal of caution. So we know that there's a Widowmaker floating around on the map. She's over here. Be very, very cautious when engaging Widows. Be super cautious when engaging Widows. Because Widowmaker can one-shot you, you like 4-shot her. So she has to land 1 hit, you have to land 4. It's skewed very heavily in her favor, very intentionally heavily in her favor. And you can be the better sniper, you can absolutely be the better sniper than their Widow, but you will not really pose too much of a threat to her. Be also a little bit careful about just standing in front of Reinhardt's. I'm aware that a part of why we did it here is just to make sure that any healing we put onto the Genji or any damage we do is going to go past the Reinhardt's. Reinhardt's, be a little bit cautious standing in front of your Annas. But yeah, be a bit careful with that. And honestly, I'd say, like, right now, it's partially the team's fault, partially our fault. It's part of like why Anna can be a bit weak on this stage of the map, I find, is because the sightlines are all a bit screwy. But honestly, I will be fine with us just taking a moment here to reposition. Just move to the high ground, try and get onto the bridge, for example. So if we just keep on going the way we're going, if I go here, it's easier. Just go up this way and onto the high ground. You know, take the stairs over there and just go take the high ground. Therefore, we'll be able to see more, we'll be able to heal more, we'll be able to drop down if we need to, we can support the McCree if we need to, we can heal the Genji if he's trying to go on the Widow. We can even catch the Widow out a little bit if she tries to go to the high ground. All feels pretty good. Lucio gets slapped, whatever. Maintain healing. This is a little bit overeager, like we don't need to pre-heal this Reinhardt. So now he's topped off, and just hold fire now, or just reload, like now will be a fine time to reload. Now once he's engaged, now we need to start worrying about this sort of stuff. To where we should just be looking to throw a heal grenade at our feet just to get everyone topped off, including ourselves and the Genji. No, 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 no. Okay.
That's an there.
So we heal him up. These two Reinhardt's having a bit of a stare down. Now's a good moment to reload. Nothing's really going to blow Reinhardt the hell up. He's going to be fine. Even if this Reinhardt charges, we have Sleep Dart in our back pocket, so we have a ton available to us. Then what happens is kind of interesting. So when Genjis do this and start jumping all around you, this is perfectly fine to commit a heal grenade on. Especially, like, now we're going to get even more value because we took a little bit of damage. We take even more damage here. And you can see the Genji's peeling back here. If you just put the heal grenade here, you'll hit both of you and the Genji. And Genji will be good to go back in and re-engage. All this Genji's doing right now is he's waiting for healing. And he's getting it from the Lucio, but we can speed that up a little bit more with just a good effective use of the grenade. Now's when we definitely need to spam heal. Gotta reload. Sucks, feels bad, man. And then we get booped off.
Thank you.
It might be worth mentioning here, like, the more decisive decisions with the grenade would have worked out better. So, like, we would have grenaded here. Missed that grenade about... Okay, it's only about a second later. I was just wondering if we might have grenade up if we were a little bit snappier with it. For this Reinhardt. This is where the Sleep Dart really needs to hit. Unfortunately, they sort of bounced around a little bit. Don't manage to land it. We have to reload. Reinhardt dies. We get knocked off. Feels bad, man. Happens. So when you're pressing tab like this, like right now we need to be thinking, you know, what's the target for this Nano boost? And we don't really have great targets. Like the best one's by far going to be the Genji. After that, the Reinhardt probably next up on the list. In McCree, maybe, if you're desperate for some damage. But I find when McCrees get nanoed, they get panicky, and they tend to just miss a shitload. Like, McCree's only really good for nano if he has High Noon. He does have High Noon, so we could try and set that up. It's mostly used for the tankiness than anything. Beautiful grenade here. Reinhardt should just finish that up. Reinhardt goes a bit nuts. We should hit the Sombra there. We didn't hit the Sombra there. So when we see the Sombra reappear here, like this is our mark to sort of put the heals on the Sombra. And honestly, this will be fine to just try and do a quick scope onto the Sombra because we know she's going to probably move towards us for safety's sake. So just quick scope, bring the scope up on the Sombra. She's probably going to still be moving towards you. You're probably going to get the heal on that. Surprise Lucio in the face is the best boost target. Lucio boosts are actually, like, they're better than they used to be. Someone's going to have to heal herself. I'll also mention as well, like in instances like this, where the two Reinhardts charge into each other, grenade, and then as he's getting up for, I Sleep Dart on him. Honestly, it works wonders. Because what it means is that, like, this Reinhardt right now is not going to take any damage, okay? He's not going to take any damage, he's not going to take any healing either. He's not going anywhere fast, and if you can just set him up where he's just stun locked for that little bit longer, it works really well. And you're honestly just going to use the Sleep Dart for a quick stall. What it would also have done is just guaranteed this Earth Shadow hits absolutely everything. A little bit unfortunate that it doesn't seem to hit anything. Feels pretty bad, man. And yeah. Otherwise, now we're just going to wait this out. I think that grenade was a little bit preemptive. I think we panicked a touch here. We see the bomb going down, and so we just panic and throw a grenade, I guess. But we're okay. Chrissy goes in, EMP goes in, everyone's running forward. Now's a good time. Like, once you see this, I would have pressed tab. Just tap it and go and check if Genji has Dragon Blade. If Genji has Dragon Blade, you might consider committing a little bit to this. Doesn't look like he does. So we're okay. Put some healing in. And this is a good moment to scope up, by the way. Like, when people ask me, you know, oh, when's a good time to scope? Now will be a perfectly fine time to scope. Because we're in the L formation. I've talked about this a lot before with coaching the many Anna. The L formation is a pretty simple idea. Which is that if you imagine an L shape or a gun, sock, who knows. If the enemy team, which are actually, if our team is in blue, is here. Okay, this is our team. It's nice and friendly. This is us. We're huge, apparently, in my mind. And then this is the enemy team over here. If the enemy team has no direct path to us or no line of sight, we can afford to just take our time, put the scope up, and just take our time plugging away with heals and just making sure our team's nice and supported. This is sort of the ideal support situation for Anna, where you have something like this, where the enemy team can't see you, but you can see your team, and you can just plug away. You can sort of try and do this with like an extended like corridor, like a super long corridor. This can kind of happen where you're just using your team as a block. So your team's there, you're back here, you're now much slimmer. Congratulations on the diet. And then the enemy team's like over here. and the enemy team has no easy line of sight or access to you, and you can just take your time plugging away in the back. These are sort of the moments where you want to be scoping in and making sure that you're getting the most value out, especially if something like this happens where the res comes in. Like, this is where we take a moment and we just put the scope up, unless their Anna engages super hard on us, in which case, whatever, our Reinhardt's just going to clobber the shit out of her, because she shouldn't be there. So, like, what I would have done here, first and foremost, I think the grenade we throw here is just a little bit greedy. So sort of, we've already won the fight, everyone's pretty much fine. Like, there's no major need for healing. We don't need the grenade in there. We can just take our time with that. It's very minor nitpick and optimization. I would have been tempted to just jump up onto the payload and just sort of scoped in. If this Anna tries to go for us, then whatever, she's surrounded by people. The Nano on the Reinhardt, I think, is okay. Seems fine. You would have also probably been fine putting it onto the McCree, who's on the high ground. I think McCree would have worked perfectly fine with it, because he's just literally standing still shooting at the enemy at the moment. No one's contesting him, so that would have been fine there too. I think it's okay on the Reinhardt, because he was stood sort of amongst people, and there is a Lucio there to speed boost him around should he need it, so it's okay. I think the Anna made a mistake by just throw a grenade. Just throw the grenade into his ass. Like, just throw the grenade. Heal yourself. You have time for it to come off cooldown, and it will build up your own ultimate. Perfectly fine healing on the Genji. Keep healing the Genji. Why have we stopped healing the Genji?
I almost hit you, I'm sorry.
Ooh, oh! Okay. Like, keep hitting on the Genji, and then you see it, like, he's taking another grenade. Stop shooting the Widowmaker. Shooting the Widowmaker is someone else's fucking job.
I almost hit you, I'm sorry.
Genji's died because of us. Sleep. Oh god, that's unlucky. Unlucky. Rubber ducky. Never lucky. Whoa, you big frig. Be a little bit cautious here. Ichenwalde does not live up to sort of OSHA. There's no fence here. This is us almost going off. Once you see this, realize that our position is a little bit scary. Then realize our position's even more scary. That's partially on us not realizing that once this Reinhardt commits like this is where we try and get the punish super hard, and it's just unfortunate that, you know, this happens. But I'd say we're just, well, like, this would have worked, this style of Anna works a little bit better if 3-4 months ago, back when Anna did like 80 damage a shot. Now it's not so great. Now it's not so good. We just need to make sure our position's a little bit more, or our healing output is our primary goal. And if we're especially trying to support a Lucio, we have to be really cognizant of, not a Lucio, a Genji. We have to be really cognizant that the Genji's going to be moving, dodging, trying to evade damage, so therefore we need to be positioning to where we can scope it and get those reliable heals on him. Nice hammer down. Good sleep dart follow-up. It's unfortunate that, you know, we used our grenade aggressively, but this happens. Actually miss everyone with the grenade. Feels bad, man. I don't mind the decision so much to try and get the heal grenade. I think we rush it slightly. I think we could have maybe put it here and still a splash would have maybe hit both of these people. But using the heal grenade offensively on a Nurse Shatter, that's fine. And I know what is about to happen is terrible. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20 and all that. This is a very badly timed reload. We didn't need to reload here. Unfortunately, everyone's dying. Stall mode. Let's just jump around the point. Widowmaker sat back. He's comfy, apparently. Got our feet up on the ramparts. Gotten slung over and just bang, dead. Another dead grandma. Feels bad, man. Feels real bad, man. Okay, let's try and regroup. Reinhardt didn't try and regroup. So again, we're in the L shape. This is another moment where, like, once we get to here, especially if we push this way and tuck in against this wall, we will be perfectly safe in just scoping up and healing up this McCree. These shots would not be missing, and the McCree might survive. Might be able to pull back. Lucio goes for a desperation still, starts dancing on the point apparently. Get bounced back. That grenade would have been better served on ourselves rather than on the enemy. It's very important that we survive. So the second that this happens, where we get bounced into the air, I would be looking to grenade the floor where I'm going to land. I'll just look straight down, grenade, and then try and peel away. If we survive, we can make it life so much easier for everyone else. Like, Ana can facilitate so much happening, make people pretty much impossible to kill without huge focused burst DPS. You can do a huge volume with Ana. So if we're just dying when we had an opportunity to live, we're letting our team down. Be very, very careful. Running straight out like this, it's kind of hard to see here, but like you can see it kind of here in the distance. This comfy person, this little bit red bar back here, this is Widowmaker. We're running straight at her. Like, we're not even evading. We shouldn't be doing this. We should be very, very careful about doing that, because if Widow kills us here, then our team's in a really, really shitty situation. We should be probably peeling this way, or better yet, just go straight straight here, and then try and sort of find an angle to get some heals out. I'd probably say just like go to the left here, and then try and get some heals on whoever's pinned to the floor. Because the Widowmaker wouldn't be able to kill this area. We need to be healing this area. Like, why are we shooting Reinhardt here? You know, we come out here, and the grenade works out. It hits the Reinhardt, which also hits the Zarya. If we're supporting this Zarya, there's a Lucio and Ana healing her. Even the Nano boosted Reinhardt's gonna struggle killing it. It's next to impossible, so I would definitely be looking to just focus our healing onto this Zarya. What's also nice about that is it will give us our ultimate, pretty much guaranteed. And you can see, like, Zarya is tearing them apart. Tracer gets a good bomb, Zarya starts tearing people apart. Now we're finally scoping up.
Thank you, son.
Now we're finally getting some stuff done. There we go. Will Ana ever get a new legendary skin? At some point, probably. Summer Games is coming up soon.
I won.
Very soon.
I mean, I won.
So I think our guy is talking to someone. This is where, again, pressing tab is not a bad idea. End up with the Zarya, we end up running forwards for some reason instead of running back. I imagine that was intended for them creep. Like, this positioning here, we should be following the rest of our team. We're a support, but not a tank. We want to be behind our team. We don't want to be in front of everyone. Luckily, enemy team. I don't know if it's a Cloud9 necessarily because they lost the fight before and just couldn't make it to the point, but hey, whatever. Dario managed to block it. Feels good, man. Okay, let's move to the next half. Let's move to the offense.
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
We're typing a novel. You can snipe me a million times, Widow, and it won't change the flow of the match. Actually, it can. You should be cautious. Do not poke yourself out and let yourself get picked off by Widow. You're a high-value person in the team. And you're also in team chat, yeah. Well. If Widow takes you out at the start of a fight, your team has just lost a shit ton of healing, so be very, very careful. Don't underestimate Widows and their contributions. Let's have a look at the team lineup. We're again running the Sombra. So, triple DPS mono support Ana with sort of Sombra acting as pseudo support. I'd say this is like 1.5 support. But a Reinhardt and a Winston. Guessing at this MMR, people still might think that you have to mandatorily have Reinhardt. Got a Mei instead of the Genji. I would much prefer the Genji here. Much prefer the Genji. Why? Because Dragonblade. Nanoblade is a thing. Hey! Elysium!
3 months. Maybe I'll finally submit for coaching.
You should. You absolutely should. Send me some footage. Send me some tasty, tasty footage. You too could have your heal grenades and sleep darts mocked. Actually, I've not been mocking. Hopefully I haven't been mocking. That's pretty funny though. Let's watch that again. Let's set this up properly. Speed, I think 0.5 still has sound. And again. Beautiful. Yeah, check doors. It's not the biggest loss in the world. Congratulations, Junkrat's got some ultimate charge. He looks like Mercy was damage amping him as well. That grenade should have gone on to ourselves, by the way.
Wow.
Actually, first and foremost, we should probably be following the team. Second, the team should be staying behind Reinhardt. I'd definitely say just put the grenade on yourself and then just heal the rest of your team manually. Remember, you have no other support, so your grenades, you're going to have to be greedy.
Wow.
And I have to use those. Like, you notice we're on 44 hit points. No one's going to heal us. If whatever was over there even focuses it, we can't do this. We can't use our grenades like this. Please heal yourself. Position. You die, your team has literally... Okay, scope, please. There we go. Also worth mentioning, I don't like this position. If anyone on their team pokes up here, you are dead. Being on the floor would actually be a little bit safer. Because the Reinhardt's there blocking for you, so you'll be okay. But we should absolutely be healing ourselves here.
Our Mega on the left is hacked.
I need motivation to play comp feels bad man.
Feels bad man, P. Clark. Thank you, P. Clark, though, for the 8 months. Jesus Christ. Would be nice. Large health pack in the building. It's not just a large health pack, like there's a Sombra pack here. This would be perfectly fine. Go stand on this. Give Sombra some EMP. Like, you need EMP to start your first push. Like, this team lineup is terrible. First and foremost, this is where we, like, okay, I remember watching this and thinking, this is very, very silly. Because we should be able to multitask as well. So first and foremost, like, let's start out, why is this team comp terrible? This team comp is terrible because Mei is not a fast hero. She's actually quite slow. She's quite sluggish. She needs to, you know, she wants to set people up with walls. She wants to try and poke people down with right clicks and then freeze people as they're getting close with left clicks. But she needs some ability to get into position to do that kind of stuff. She's not going to do stuff from like medium to long range very efficiently compared to someone like Soldier, McCree, all this kind of stuff. Her drop off on her right click is actually pretty dramatic, so you got to be very careful with that. So Mei, at her best, when you know you could steal some ground here, you can like put a wall up here and then everyone can move in. But at the moment so far, people have not been coordinated and not been doing this kind of stuff. This Reinhardt's just been standing in the choke, waiting for picks, which is infuriating to me because those are never going to happen. The thing they should be doing is just taking a little bit of damage, picking up the health pack here, bouncing back and forth. Everyone should just be motoring to pick up Sombra health packs as fast as possible. Sombra throws Translocator in, EMP, everyone runs forward, everyone kills the enemy. Feels good, man. Instead, what's happening is not that. This is where we start giving the Reinhardt directions. Like, Reinhardt, we need the barrier because we want to cross the street. We're an elderly woman. We need help. So Reinhardt puts his barrier up, and then we sort of walk forward. For some reason, we're not looking at Reinhardt. We're looking at where we're going. Where we're going, like, we don't need the brain power to see that we're going to walk through this hole and pick up a health back here. There's no enemies this way. Nothing here warrants our full attention. There's nothing here that warrants our full attention. Meanwhile, listen very closely. Barrier destroyed, we can hear a Reinhardt charging through behind us, and while this old lady crosses the street and picks up a health pack, their Reinhardt's charged through and killed ours. Or their Reinhardt's just massacred ours. Fire struck, killed them. Something's happened here. We could be healing this Reinhardt. We could be sleep darting their Reinhardt. We could be doing any number of things, but we're not doing anything. We're not doing anything at all. And so, yeah. Yeah. Feels pretty bad, man. And now Reinhardt's dead, and now let's go pick up that health pack again. Please. No, stop typing, go pick up the health pack.
Reaper was on me.
Go pick up the health pack. Go pick up the health pack. Sombra needs you to pick up these health packs. You need to pick up this health pack. If you picked up the health pack, you would have been fine. So if we're in this situation where we are solo healing, we have to be super aware of our own health. And we have to be super aware of our own situation. We have to play very, very, very defensively. We can't afford to take any kind of risks. If we're sub 50 hit points. If we're sub 50 hit points, sub 100 hit points, we can't take any reaction at all.
We have to dive. Not right. We don't need the Rhine. We have to dive into their Widow first and get that Widow.
So they're sort of right in saying that we need to dive. Correct. Winston's fine. Honestly, Sombra, and not Sombra, D.Va would be A-okay. D.Va would be ace here. Just push forward, take the fight. Again, we need to heal ourselves with these grenades.
Winston dive in. Their Reaper's
All the healing from the team has just died. Like, this is sort of the key here. No one on this team is getting healed anymore. Oh no. Up to oh god, look at the kill feed. Oh, look at all the red. Look at all the red dominating the kill feed. Look at all that red. EMP activated. Everyone's dead, love. No one's there to do anything. If they win this fight, I'm gonna go fucking crazy. And just okay, one up. Good, we're scoped up. Patience. We need to be landing these heals. Keep our foot in the door. Okay, good. Put a heal grenade on that monkey if you really need to. And this will be one of those instances where it's fine. Like, he's walking around the corner, he's on half hit points. We don't know where the enemies are. They could be literally right here. We need some emergency healing on him. Put the grenade on him, top him up, and then sort of get ready to start pushing in. Enemy team hasn't done a good job in punishing anything that's anything that's happened, apparently. We're a bit too far forward here. Okay, so we did put the Nano onto the Winston. Winston should be jumping in any second now. Winston instead is going on an adventure. Apparently. Now he's in. Okay, we'd be fine scoping in here as well, by the way. See what we went through for there? A little bit unfortunate. Good job getting away from that. Let's put a heal grenade down. Good heal grenade. Okay, we should be stepping back here. Oh, yeah, actually, no, we're fine doing this. We're fine following this guy. Put some heals on him. Get ready to stand on the point. Throw a heal grenade at the floor. Good. Let's step back a little bit. Like, we don't need to be looking for stuff to kill now. Like, this to me, like, the movements that we're making make it look like we're looking for where this Junkrat is. That's not our priority. We have other people to do that for us. We are the sole healer on the team. We need to prioritize healing. So what we should be doing at this specific moment, like, everyone's been picked back up. Like, these guys are here. Heal grenade goes down. These guys die. Now would be a good time to actually just go and step this way, and then just get everyone on the point in your scope. And it might sound really counterintuitive. Why would I step off the point at the moment? You're stepping off the point because you are the sole healer, and if you die, you've got problems. Everyone else can just stand on the point. If everyone else stands on the point while you're standing off it, it's that much stronger for you guys. You could be healing this area, you could be healing this Winston. We could have another Nano boost ready to go. That heal grenade was strange. Enemy team gets back on the point. You notice that, like, because we're on the point, the enemy team's just, like, stepped out and is killing us. Whereas, if we were in a position where we were just a bit further away, we would be okay, I think. Either further back this way or further back towards our spawn. This is not a call I like at all from the Sombra. Oh no! Junkrat has ultimate. I am so scared. He used it to kill Zarya, who was already dead. Feels bad, man. If you are playing Sombra and you want to call out ultimates, the ultimates worth calling out Sound Barrier, Res, Death Blossom. These are very big ultimates. Junkrat, you can leave it. If you use it, it's kind of a blessing for your team. Bit of a panic grenade there, but we do get the results. Winston's going to emote. Run into the Reinhardt. We should be putting our grenade down. So again, our positioning here is just... So first and foremost, like, they've just res. I'd take a breather or two just to try and get everyone back into position, because this is like, not the time to go super aggro. This is just ridiculous from the Winston. Yeah. In gold, a Junkrat ult can be effective usually. Yes, I don't disagree with this, but I do disagree with the fact that Junkrat ult is worth calling out in the middle of a fight. Because if he uses it, he's literally just stunned himself in position and is easy to clean up. You kind of want him to ult, because he's just lowered his effective damage. So, like, what we should be doing here is trying to support this Tracer. Tracer's going to a place with a small health pack, not a large one, so she's going to need another heal of some sort. So she's gone this way. I think you'll be fine just, like, following her and coming out this way. Either that or just turning and focusing on the point and leaving Tracer to her own devices. Pushing through here, to me, is a bit of a death trap. Especially when you see the Reinhardt there, like, we don't go this way. This way is scary. Reinhardt is a big dude. He's in better shape than we are, and he's got a massive hammer. And so we just take a pointless bit of damage here that we didn't need to take, and then we're just out of position to do stuff with.
What?
Kill Ryan, kill Ryan, kill Ryan. Target
Looks like
Ryan.
McGriff picks up a fat double. The fat ED. Winston gets something done. We throw a grenade. If this hits, you're a god. It got a trap. It got something. Scope up here. Running onto the objective. Everyone's dead. Feels good, man. This will be another good position for a quick scope. So as you jump around this corner, bring the scope up. Like jump here and bring the scope up, and just get that guaranteed heal on the target on the point. Luckily, it looks like the Reaper was the last one, and they managed to take it. Congratulations. I wanted to say thanks, but clicked on an emote instead. Lol.
Mercy's behind.
We can take our time with this, hang around on the point. We have a bit of like a free breather time now.
All the health packs around the castle.
Right now, like someone else should technically be doing this because we have the soul support. Make sure it's at the door. Okay, it's at the door. We're opening it up. Now's when we can actually leave the payload just a touch. Put a grenade in here. Yep. Just try and maximize the healing as much as possible. We won't need it immediately. I think I'd rather us just be behind the payload rather than on top of it. We should focus on the healing of the tracer. There we go. Fire in the hole. Good reposition. I like it. Good job. What I mean by like just being behind the payload here, you don't even necessarily need to be like super behind it, just in front of it. So if I draw the payload's a rectangle. Let's draw a good rectangle. There we go. That's a good rectangle. If we are stood like here, then if anything starts threatening us, we can just drop behind the payload. We're nice and safe, and we can still, you know, we still have good line of sight on targets we need to heal. Whereas if we're just stood on top of it while it rolls forward, if they still have the Widow, we're just, you know, this is our brains. Shooting out everywhere as Widow just blows us away from 3 miles away. So yeah, we've got to be a little bit careful with that. So the thing that happens here that kind of I want to mention as well is, like, I'm fine with us just shooting this, but then when you see this, your brain should go, she needs healing. And she even rather helpfully says, I need healing! She's kind of lucky that, you know, you got this, and she didn't step in the trap. But if someone steps in this, that's problems for other times. This Tracer could die. If the Tracer dies, that's a bigger loss than if someone steps in that trap. Otherwise, I'm fine with us just moving away from the payload while the tire's there. DPS gets it, feels pretty good, man. And then we move forward. The good rectangle has a gap. I know the good rectangle has a gap, but it's fine having a gap. Good spam heal. Like it. Bring our scope back up. Again, this is another Magic L situation, where bringing this scope up here would just make this so much easier in terms of landing this heal. Still a tricky heal to land, but it's definitely possible. Like, the advantage, like, playing Ana is like playing Widow with a permanent wall hack. We know where this Tracer is going. We can see exactly where she is. You just have to hit this plus. Like, that's all you're aiming for right now. And if we brought the scope up as we stepped out here, we might have been able to hit it. She might have been able to survive the total mayhem that looks like it's what killed her. And then we have a Tracer on this next push, which could have been huge. One thing I like doing at this point of Ichenwalde, by the way, is as we're moving out here, so once this Tracer dies and we realize this Tracer's dead, we should turn to the right and see and get a survey of sort of where the enemy's position, what are their defenders like, because we don't even look where the enemy team is. So we don't know where the Widow is at the moment, if they still have one. We don't know where their tanks are. We don't know what sightlines we're playing around with, what the angles are that we need to be occupying, and we just sort of take a risk and go this way. The beautiful sleep dart, the nice grenade. You can see the Widow's there. Okay, now we know where she is. Like, she's towards the small door. The one thing I will say about this grenade is 9 times out of 10, at this point, the Zarya will just decide to jump, and then your grenade will hit her in the back. So what I would recommend if you hit a sleep dart like that is jump up onto the payload and then throw it. This sounds risky, but honestly, this Zarya, I fucking guarantee you, 9 times out of 10 will not helpfully move to the right and move out of the way, and will in fact jump into the grenade as you're throwing it to get that fat anti-heal grenade down. More optimization, but always assume that your teammates are actively trying to sabotage your big plays. That's how it literally feels playing Ana. Good job, got it. playing cautious. I'm fine with that. Very, very fine with that. Give me playing cautious. Sorry, even give us a little wave. I think that grenade is wasteful. We shouldn't be...
Here you go, here you go.
Like, now would be a good time for a grenade. Tracer gets caught in a...
Where did she go? She was right behind me.
So, Zarya, this is what we call forcing a play.
Alright, you ready?
So the payload's still rolling around the corner. Your team has actually a pretty good positional advantage. Like, the team is full of advantages at the moment. You guys don't need to do shit. The enemy team has to do some kind of reaction play here. Probably an Earth Shadow, if I had to guess. Gonna be what's gonna come out of them. So this is forcing. This is forcing like crazy from the Zarya.
Ready, here you go, here you go.
Where this wasn't needed. The payload can still roll forward a good distance. Soldier's in a good position. We can try and support this soldier as best as possible. Tracer, like, blunders into a trap and dies.
Here you go.
So Tracer's still getting into position. Tracer is out of position at the moment. I think I just spy it here. This is actually kind of nice by the Junkrat. This is what Tracer's killed by.
Ready? Ready? Here you go. Here you go.
And then Soldier's dead. Tracer's dead. No one's in position. Payload's still rolling forward. EMP's good. Grenade's good.
She was right behind me.
Do not commit the...
Why is it where everybody was?
Oh, no, 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 don't. No, 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 no. And there we go. And this fight is lost, and you guys committed 4 ults to it. So this is...
Where everybody was? She was right behind me.
Okay, go for it,
Where
yeah.
the fuck did she go? Oh, here you go.
Okay, use your Zarya ult, and mine at the same time, go for it, Zarya, and then Tracer falls into a trap and dies. So it's partially Tracer's fault, but this, again, like...
Here you go.
This is forced as fuck, and it's worth mentioning, like, if it doesn't matter if the Tracer instigated it, doesn't matter if the Zarya instigated it, if you are the Zarya at this moment, you hold the fuck on to your ultimate at this point, because you do not need it. Like, our objective right now is to get to this corner and try and put as much pressure out as possible. The grab here even only, I think, gets 2 people, which is the Junkrat and the Reinhardt. The Reinhardt's nice and safe behind a barrier. So even if the Tracer gets the bomb in, it's only killing the Junkrat. Totally unnecessary. At this point, like, we've got to realize that both of our DPS are dead. We've used grab already. This Reinhardt's probably already dead anyway. He's anti-healed, caught out of position, so sure, we can get the Reinhardt. But the targets we have for Nano here are a Winston, who's now decided to primal rage, so it's even worse. Zarya on relatively good charge. But we still have a good 2 minutes. We have a soldier, we have options, and then we start fighting the Widow, which we absolutely cannot do because we're solo healers, and Widow versus Anna is like a luxury that you only occasionally ever get. Imagine if we were alive now, and we could nano the soldier. They've used Transcendence, they have got nothing left in the tank. You guys just tear them apart, Reinhardt's dead, no problem. You guys can still do it though, 1 minute 30. L position, feels pretty good.
Winston's behind.
Let's try and top up the Zarya a bit as well. There we go.
Right side, yes. Inside the stairs.
Try and get the sleep. Just Batman. Try and get these heals up. Again, we can't really worry too much about the Winston. Like, it'll be nice if we land the sleep, but it's not our job. That's other people's job. We have 3 DPS to try and deal with that. Nice sleep. Try and prioritize them, getting the heals onto this. We need to heal this area. Like, as much fun as punching Widow to death is, Zarya is dead, and we needed that Zarya. Like, we could have saved this area. Like, you can see from here, like, that everyone is low on hit points. The Zarya's on 2 hit points. If instead of jumping onto this Widow, we jumped onto here and we just healed the Zarya, Zarya could stay alive here, and Zarya is so good at fighting around payloads. And so we made the decision to go and just focus the Widow. And sure, we get the Widow, but then their reinforcements come back out. It's Ichenwalde. Killing one person's never going to be enough. Sombra's dead, everyone's dead, Winston falls off the map.
We still got it. Junkrat's behind.
And yeah. So again, I think we're not thinking like a support quite enough. where we need to be thinking of how am I facilitating my team doing what they need to do.
I'm gonna hack Ryan's shield. Tracer, don't go that way. I'm gonna hack his shield first.
Now keep in mind that Pharah's not going to top herself off. That Pharah's not going to get topped off. You need to finish healing her. I know it's tricky, but we need to finish healing this Pharah.
Don't go that way. I'm gonna hack his shield first.
I can see what the Sombra's going for here, but it'll never work.
It's hacked.
It worked. It shouldn't have worked. Why did that work? We got isolating kill, but doesn't matter. Everyone's killed everything on the point. Just push it. While this plays out, give me a second. I might actually be very careful with this. This will work. All right, let's go back there and back on here. Okay, get ready. Get ready.
Nah, you can all target. Push it, just push it. Yo, everybody get on tape.
And then copyright infringement. Okay. Beautiful. We should prioritize healing here. Okay, so as we come out here, like you see this good heal grenade, but then when we see that we don't get these two, we need to be thinking about these two. Scope up, put heals on them, try and put the nano boost on someone, ideally the soldier. The reason why we don't want to be on the payload is pretty simple. Is that if you think about how, like, you think about hit points on the payload, if any of these, especially if Sombra or Soldier make it to the payload, and we just pump healing into them, they will survive a lot longer than if Soldier goes and stands on it individually, and then we go and stand on it individually. We can keep Soldier or Sombra or Tracer alive on the payload for quite a long time if we're just sat back here and not being sort of chased by anything. So if we're just sat here and putting healing out, then we'll be fine. I know that I'm pretty sure someone in chat's going to give me a smart-ass comment saying, but it's gold, they're not going to stand on the payload. They're running to the payload, fair enough, and also we shouldn't anticipate, like, mistakes and incorporate that heavily into our play. We should be playing for something of an ideal. The ideal here is to make sure that we are healing the people who are going to be standing on the payload, rather than dying to stuff that's, like, all the damage on the payload. In my mind, the biggest mistake by far at this, like in this game, was just... It's not even necessarily the team comp. You guys could have perfectly won this. It was that super force play where, like, you guys have all the advantages in the world. You have a little bit of time. Tracer tries to rush a play that doesn't need rushing, and then it all goes wrong. By the way, this shouldn't have worked. Ever. If you think about, like, the positions of the enemy team, okay? Why was I discordant with this Sombra? Why was I frustrated? So let's think about how this terrain looks. Let's draw a schematic, because I like my schematics. Let's do it in pink, it stands out. So right now, the schematic of the terrain is like this, and then you have, like, the little U shape here, and then you have, like, this over here, whatever, okay? Like a little room down here, but whatever. The payload goal is, like, here, or actually, technically, it's more like, here. Payload is actually here at the moment, so it's not quite in position. Sombra is like over here. The Reinhardt is over here. Sombra goes in and then hacks the Reinhardt from behind. Their entire team should be stood here. Their entire team stood around this corner. Sombra should not have enough time to hack a Reinhardt and then get rid of his shield. That should just not happen. No. No, I forbid it. I forbid it. Yeah.
It's hacked.
So imagine my surprise when it does happen. Anti-heal grenade's perfectly fine there, it's good. I mean, it would have been better if it hit both. It's just like a minor aiming thing. You know, let's maximize resources. Let's not rush these. If we put it here, we also heal the Sombra. Would have been nice. Nitpicky, but mentioning it anyway. Sleep dart, it's perfectly fine. Just to sort of buy you a little bit of time. And then unfortunately we get isolated. Like in this situation, we might have been better just doubling back towards the point. Again, it's just relatively nitpicky, but we know that if this Winston stays on us, like there's no salvation behind us. Everyone is in front of us, so we want to be moving to where other people are, and to where the payload can heal us and maybe keep us alive a bit longer. But we would have probably died here anyway.
Push it, push it, push it, push
Just push it.
Winston.
Ooh, push it. Push it.
Nah, you can all target him.
Oh, feels bad, man.
Push it, just push it. Everybody get on Payload. Oh.
And then the res, and then it feels bad, man land. So what I would say, like, if you want to pick Anna up, Mr. Totally forgotten your name because it's just a bunch of letters. FXY, Mr. FXY. The biggest things you need to be doing with your Anna is just be a bit more patient in your positioning, be a bit more considered about where you're standing, make sure that you are looking after your own health. I speak from experience, where this used to be my biggest weakness. I think I've since gotten a lot better about dealing with my own hit points. Where, especially if you're solo healing, you have to be very, very selfish with your heal grenades, because no one else is going to support you. So you either have to find health packs. If you've got a Sombra, this should be a very high priority, actually, because it will build EMPs faster. And you should just use heal grenades always pretty much on yourself. If no one's near you and people need healing 3 miles away, don't even waste the time. Like, I used to do this all the time, where, you know, there'll be like, let me draw it rather than use my hands. There'd be like a big pack of people, and they'd all need healing, and I'd be back here, and I'd need healing. And I try and run over and then give them give everyone healing. And then what would inevitably happen in the process is I would get to about here and then someone would kill me, and then no one gets healing. Like, the best thing to do, I find, in these situations where everyone needs healing over here and you're over here and you need healing, is just put the heal grenade on yourself and then just fucking heal everyone manually. Because if you die and you're the only healer, no one else is getting healed. Like, no one else is getting heals. So the most important person here is you. It's you, baby. It's unsurprisingly you. Be selfish. Heal thyself, physician, because if you don't, no one else fucking is going to. So heal yourself here. Because if you throw the grenade and then someone kills you, that grenade's going to fucking waste. Like, no one's using that extra healing. So put it on yourself. This is if you're solo healing. If you sometimes as well, if you have a Zenyatta healer as well, just put it on yourself. Because he can't burst heal you back up, and it'll make his healing more efficient as well. Just look after yourself. Look after yourself. It's a good idea. Other than that, like, just be very considerate with your positioning. We were quite far forward quite often when we want to be thinking in L shapes. We want to be thinking, you know, how can we position where we have our team in our line of sight and their team isn't so much in our line of sight. Get out of the habit of trying to fight Widowmakers. I know they're not very good perhaps at this MMR, but if you are fighting a Widowmaker, A, you're not healing people. B, if she just kills you, then congratulations, you've done fucking nothing. See, if you land 3 shots on her and she takes a couple of steps back, congratulations, you've done very little. Leave it to other people. It's other people. The match still isn't finished. Trust me, the match is finished. There you go. Match complete. We are going to see play the game. They didn't make it, spoiler. Everyone died on the point. Now everyone's blaming each other. The answer is simple. You're all terrible. You're all terrible. You're all bad. Little dude, where were you for that grab though? He died to a trap. He couldn't get into position. It was by far the best opportunity the team had. Didn't work out. Okay. Now's a good time to start asking questions. I'm going to load up Overwatch. We'll watch Anna do her merry little jig in the background while I start answering questions. And yeah, should be pretty good. Should be pretty fun. Hopefully this was useful. So yeah, let's take some questions. Chat, fire away. Fire away.